Hold on. Go ahead and start.
Glad to see you all.
Hi, Larry.
First, let me introduce myself. My name is Larry Meeks. I'm a student at Seattle Heights University, and I am majoring in communications. That's professional communications. Today, the topic is on Volkswagen of Germany and their problems and issues. I'm here today to inform you on the Volkswagen emission scandal and how it violated business ethics. Business ethics is nothing less than life in business and business in life. Does this corporation have a code of ethics? Yes. And Irving Kristol from the Wall Street Journal says, yes. And the first obligation of any business and any business person, accordingly, is to obey the law. Without law, there would be no business. With that, have anyone in here ever purchased a Volkswagen that was manufactured by the Volkswagen Corporation in Germany between the years 2009 and 2014?
No.
If so, is any one of them a diesel? I ask you these questions because you and millions others are affected by this scandal. That's interesting. You and millions others are affected by this scandal. I say this because you, as being a consumer, you had purchased a vehicle that you bought, you thought you had a lot of extras on it, but the main thing that you purchased a vehicle that isn't abiding or fitting the regulation that the Clean Air Act and the EPA set guidelines for pollution. That's emissions we're talking about the pollution emitted in the air. And the other millions of people is their health, which pollution causes respiratory diseases like bronchitis, emphysema, that leads to strokes and heart attacks and premature death. And we're not going to talk about the one that really suffers from it. That's the silent stakeholder. That's the environment. That's the one that really suffers from it. And we don't know how much damage has been done. But anyway, when we talk about business and the ethics, and when you are facing a lot of dilemmas like Volkswagen facing now, striving and running to be the #1 automaker in the world, which they are now, because they surpassed Toyota. And they did it with cheating, because they misled not only the United States, but the whole world. And by doing this, they violated not only the consumers, but business ethics, something simple that we should adhere to when we're running a business. And when you're facing all type of ethical dilemmas, it's very hard to adhere to ethical dilemmas when you have a lot of other entities that's involved in it, such as cost versus safety, and the outsourcing of production of certain products. And there's two entities or factors that's involved when you're running a business like a automotive manufacturing corporation. That's safety of their product and pollution. When we're talking about pollution, we're talking about the emissions, the pollution that's being emitted in the air. And with that, I have a diagram on to show you how Volkswagen installed this software in their vehicles to cheat the world on how they did it. This is the software that Volkswagen installed in their vehicles. And this is how most vehicles are tested when they're manufactured. Here it's the software is installed in the ECM of a car. If anyone familiar with automobiles, the ECM is the electronic control module, which controls and tell you how much emission is emitted from this vehicle exhaust system. These are the factors that's analyzed: the position of the steering, the speed, the duration of the engine operation, and the barometric pressure. Okay, when all these vehicles have to be tested regardless of who's doing the manufacturing, either General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, Toyota, Honda, or Volkswagen, they have to follow these guides. And then once these are tested, the mode of the vehicle, usually when the vehicle is first manufactured, this is the mode that the results are given where this vehicle is able to be sold in. And right here in Michigan is a state that doesn't have emissions. Anyone familiar with emissions, where a car had to be tested before you can get your tag? Okay, Michigan don't have, it's a state that doesn't have emissions. But prior to me coming back to Michigan and pursuing my education, I worked in Atlanta, Georgia as an auto technician. I prefer to call myself an auto surgeon. And I have a little knowledge on emissions. And this here is the same method they use to test vehicles. When a state that has emissions, the vehicle had to be tested annually before you can get a tag for that vehicle. So that means you have to have the emission sticker, you have to have proof of insurance and a valid driver's license before you can get your tag. But anyway, the dilemmas was facing Volkswagen, and it's just hard to imagine how a company can just deceive the public like that. And not only just the United States, we had 11 million vehicles with this hardware installed, that how they deceive the public. And one of the issues that Volkswagen is having now, very rarely do companies, when they cheat, come up for criminal charging or have prison terms. They usually fined or slapped on the hand, and that's it. And this is not the first time Volkswagen have been caught cheating. In 1974, Volkswagen was caught cheating with their Volkswagen Bug. I think they were fined maybe $200,000. Then again in 1999 with their tractor trucks, they got caught cheating with their emissions again. And that's with the diesel trucks. And diesel emit more pollution than any other vehicle that's manufactured. And this scandal now is involving with Volkswagen is the Volkswagen Jetta, the Golf, the Passat, and the Audi 3 diesel engines. And biggest corporation like Volkswagen, they have luxury cars under them, such as Lamborghinis, Porsche, and Audi. So it's a huge and powerful company. So sometimes it's hard to penetrate when someone is doing wrong. And the CEOs have long tenures, and the upper executives and the engineers, and finger pointing and starting now, who is to blame? Who is to blame? We don't know who the blame is now. This investigation is still in its early stages, and finger pointing is still going on. But the CEO has resigned and stepped down, and he said that he didn't know anything about it. But after these cars were sent here to the United States, 11 million, the test switched to a normal operation, and that's when they found out that these vehicles was emitting over the amount that the Clean Air Act and the EPA allowed to be emitted in the air. And again, who's affected by it? You, the breathing population, because of your health, and some of the consumers, if you haven't bought one, but the consumers that did buy one of these vehicles are affected because they think they're driving a vehicle that's performing and and they think they got a car that's safe. But the environment, the silent stakeholder, is the ones that's suffering from this scandal. Again, when you take all of this in and you wonder how could this happen, will there be any criminal charges? We don't know, but we have an update though. Now the United States and the European government is trying to bring criminal charges to Volkswagen. But Volkswagen can cheat. They're the first company that got caught cheating, which started back in 1974 again. So it's going to be hard though to probably put the blame on someone. So finger pointing is ramping up, and it's heating up. The investigation is heating up. Production is not heating up. Production is down now. Everyone involved in this investigation is heating up. And so is this presentation. It's heating up and coming to an end. But when it's all over and the dust clear, this could be the most egregious scandal in automotive history. And again, what suffers the most? The silent stakeholder, the environment. I say this because we take for granted of the silent stakeholder of the environment. We pollute, but the diesel pollute and emit 10 to 40 times over the standards that the EPA allows when you're not adhering to business ethics or the standards that they put out for you to abide by. So when we do that, we let everybody down. We let the whole world down. In a corporation like Volkswagen, we don't know where the investigation is going or what do they need to do to get our trust back. Can they be trusted? Who knows? Can they win back trust from you? You? I don't know, but you know, with a company as huge and powerful as they are, with a vehicle like Lamborghini, Porsche, you know, you enjoy driving these vehicles and they perform real good. But you have to, sit back and say, what are they doing to our environment? They're killing us. They're killing us. And I'm just here to inform you of the importance of our environment with global warming and the other issues that's going on in the world now. And you want to think that a corporation like Volkswagen will be a model corporation for the other corporations, since they didn't tuck over its #1 vehicle manufacturing. But they're only going to outlive this or live this only for 4 months because they got caught cheating and they deceived the public. Again, whoever suffered the most from it is not you and the millions others. It's the silent stakeholder. Thank you. Anyone need to get a diagram of this? I have some extra copies. And thank you again for coming out.
Thank you.